right, guys, here we are going to get into talking about the editor. I do want to say this, guys. Um, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Just make sure you come and check me out at DC the Butcher on Twitch. We can definitely talk about editing or any questions that you may have. I definitely will help you out. I love talking about editing and things like that. If you need any help, come out to the stream, come chill with us, and definitely talk. It is Hater Nation, so we will be hating on everybody. But let's go ahead and get into this this part of the tutorial. We're going to be talking about the editor timeline, which this is the editor timeline right here. So what you want to do with the timeline is just after you have your media and you have your stuff saved, okay, this is your project. We're going to go ahead and get ready to create this project. I'm going to tell you this: the first project normally takes you the longest time, okay? But once you get into it, once you create that first project, every other video is going to be like a copy and paste feel to it. So you're just going to be putting out the same exact things, the same thing that I did here. We've created the project. As you can see, the project is already up. So we're just going to copy and paste and keep pushing into the next video. All right, so the first thing obviously is going to be intro and outro. What we will do is later I will teach you how to create an intro and an outro through HitFilm, or you can pay for one. They're fairly inexpensive. If you don't like editing, or you already have your intro or an outro or stuff like that, you can just add the media in there. That's something that you can do if you want to. But you can also create this in here, which, like I said, that's when you want to start getting into paying for those packs, because it's going to be a little bit easier. So I would rather pay $20 into HitFilm to help me create my intro than pay somebody $100 to create me the logo, and create me an intro and create me all that other stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get in here, and the first thing we're gonna add is the intro. So in this editor here at the bottom, you have these two little things that look like mountains, and these are the scale tools. Okay, this increment scale. So what we're doing is we're just going to go ahead and scale the timeline, and we're going to go ahead and scale it again because we're going to want to look at the first 5 minutes, and that's basically what we want to see. So we're just going to select it and drag it straight into our timeline. Okay, we'll make sure the video is correct. It is at 1920 at 1080p. Perfect. So we got that in there. The next thing we want to do is we want to click and drag the actual video, and we'll go ahead and put that in our timeline. Okay, we'll check it, and as you can see, it's the wrong size. So how you want to resize this is, you can see it's already selected in blue, but I'm going to deselect by just clicking in the master track or anywhere else on the thing. You can click it and click here. That didn't work. Click here. Okay, it'll deselect. All right. So once it's deselected, it doesn't have to be deselected, but I just wanted to show you just like, how do I deselect this? You can select anywhere on the screen almost, and then deselect. But just go into this, hit the right click, go to transform, and fit to frame. So what that did was that took the frame and that opened it up. Now, the quality is going to be lessened when you do stuff like that because it is at 1280 or 720p, but we want to get that. We will clean up that later with effects and things like that you can add. But this is just basically putting this stuff in the timeline. So there are a couple of things that we will discuss, and we're going to talk about the tracks and the tools really quick. The only two tools that I use are going to be the selection tool that's highlighted blue and the slice tool. I don't use any of the rest of the tools. They're not really needed for editing video game content. Those are if you're adding other things into the game, or into your timeline, but that's something that I don't even use. Okay, so what you want to do is we're going to go ahead and focus on these tracks, and I want you to just pay attention. We'll try and turn this down a little bit. His intro was really loud. Okay, so if you look at this intro here, it goes a line straight through, and then it opens the door. So I'm going to teach you a quick trick on how you can get the video game in the black space of that. So what you want to do is you want to select on his intro and move it up into a different track. So this is the video 2 track, and this is the audio 2 track. You can rename tracks, you can add tracks, you can do whatever you want to with these tracks just by right clicking. I can rename this track if I wanted to. And the same thing on the audios. Right click it. We're going to rename this. And this is for project. So you know exactly what it is for your project. We're just going to call this main. Hit OK. Then we're going to go to the second one. We're going to go ahead and rename this. This is where all our sound effects will go. Sound effects. And then we will add another track. Same thing. Hit the right click and hit add track or insert track. I'm sorry. Okay. We inserted audio 3. We'll go ahead and rename that and we'll call that music. Okay. Just in case you want to add music on the background. Now, the purpose of this, once again, as I always talk, this is about saving time. When I first started editing videos, I actually edited the video portion, and then I edited in and added in the sound effects, and then I went back and put the music on. The way that I do it now, which saves so much time, I actually do it as I'm clipping it. And that's why I have the sound effects in the project. This is why I have everything that's accessible to me so I can go from start to finish. Okay. So we're going to look at this here. As I told you, you can see it opens up. So I'm just going to use this in the viewer tab here. And this is to go frame by frame by frame. So that is the frame we want to look at. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to see it right here. And that's where we kind of want to move it, but we don't want to move it here where he's not talking. If you're editing videos for video games, you want to get as much content as you can as him talking. So this is the first time he's talking. We're going to go ahead and evaluate. I'll hit play. Is this something that we want to keep in?
All right, we're going to get you to like silver 3, man.
Okay. So I can use that there. So this is where we're going to start the video. Okay, so we're going to use the slice tool, hit the cut, go out, not copy, I'm sorry, and cut. So we're just going to cut that, hit the selection tool. We're going to go back out, drag it across, and let it just magnetize, which this is the magnet. If you wanted to undo that, you can deselect that and it won't magnetize to anything, but I like to use the magnet tool because we can also snap to this play line. So we'll go back into it by frame, and that's kind of where I want to open it up. So we'll move it right there so it snaps to it. So this is kind of what it's going to look like as you add it. And this is just in his logo. If you don't have a logo, you'll add a different transition, which will show in a different tutorial. But this is just to show you, you know, if you had something like this, you can have it open up straight to the video. So we'll go ahead and play it. Oh, and by the way, guys, this is The Real B Santa. He does stream on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Make sure you check him out as well at The Real B Santa on Twitch. He said he puts up incredible content, so go ahead and check him out as well, guys. But as you can see here, it's going to open up. We're going to go frame by frame by frame, and it's opening up to the video game. Okay. Now I could move it right there because it's not there. We're going to go ahead and space it because it's in there. Space it again and get it perfect. Right now, this is just something really, really quick for, you know, an editor to do, because it's going to be an effect that is very, very small. You're not going to really notice it, but it's going to look clean, and your brain is just going to know, like, yo, that looks really, really clean, and not even know why. It's something that editors know, right? I know what I'm looking for specifically. When I look at videos, I'm like, yo, they didn't do any kind of transitions. They didn't do anything like that, and they could really take this to the next level. So go ahead and hit play.
All right, we're gonna get you to
and it's so quick that you, like I said, you don't even notice it. So that is pretty much how you're going to do that. And we're gonna go ahead and keep it going here, and we're gonna talk about the video tracks. So I don't really rename the video tracks, only because with the video tracks here, those are gonna be more for the text. When you add GIFs in, you wanna add GIFs right into the video, so when people see it, boom, it's like a part of the main video. when you get into the other videos, those are just going to be text layers, and you're just going to use them as they apply. So if I need a text layer, I'll add one. If I don't, then I won't. So if I need a double text layer, I can add the text to it, and it will put it right in the video 2 layer. So just hit the A button, select where you might want it on the screen, and then we'll just put that something like kills. Okay, so we can put the kills right there. And as you can see, this is the duration of how long it is. With the green parentheses, you can shorten up the time to put it right where you want. So let's say I want to line up that text right with his audio that starts there. We'll go ahead, hit the scale tool, so I can take that green and I can snap it right to the blue. So it will be on there for the duration of the time it goes off. All right. So you can add text and text effect, which I'll talk about different text effects and stuff like that. But this is also why you create the project, because once you create that text effect, you can always use it for every single video because it's in the project. All right. But we're going to go ahead and move that out. We're going to go ahead and remove that. So as you can see, this is where the video starts. That's where his audio goes. So now we'll start to look at, okay, where do we want to add in any sound effects? We'll just add a sound effect. The fart sound effect doesn't really matter. We can go ahead and put that right there, because let's say, for instance, you just he yeeted something or something like that, and we'll go ahead and add that straight to the timeline. We'll go ahead and play, and you can hear the fart noise in the background while he's talking. There are 2 ways you can actually add this into the audio timeline as well, and just go ahead and push it up. Okay, and I normally use this if I'm trying to cut out a curse word or something like that, and he may have cursed, but we'll go ahead and edit, undo that sequence. And then you have your music layer, which I will add the music here, and we can actually start that at the beginning of the video. And I have all these layers going as they go. Now they are ridiculously loud, so I'm gonna show you how to change the sound of it, which is this little line here. So if you take this line down, you actually can take the sound. Now I normally take it at like -12 or -13, around that area, because I want his voice to be the loudest one. Same thing with the music. We'll go ahead and put that at like a -16, because I want the music to be a little bit less than the sound effect. That's just me personally, but you can move those to the bars or to your liking. So let's go ahead and look at this part of the video.
All right, we're gonna get you to like silver 3, man.
All right, so we added the sound effect, little funny noise in the background, all of that good stuff. That's how you're going to do that. Now we're gonna get into the clipping part of it. So we're just gonna remove that and remove the music. Don't want any of that music. So here for video games, I'm gonna tell you this, it really kind of depends on the video game you're playing. So a quick tip is, when you're doing this, like I told you before, take the audio of whatever he said. Okay, we're gonna clip that because we want to keep that audio in there. So now we're gonna just skip forward to the gameplay, go down to your scale tool, select it. Okay, select it here. You can use this, but I normally will go with 3. I'll just move it. So we'll just select the play line. We'll hold it and drag it. It will drag until obviously we get to the gameplay. I'm watching the viewer box to get to the gameplay. I'll move it to an audio point where he's talking again. So here with the slice tool, select slice, right click the box next to it that you just cut out, click remove. Okay, so we just removed that. So now what we're gonna do is hit that selection tool, click, hold, and drag it all the way back. All right, so we literally just drug that all the way back, and this is kind of what it looks like.
All right, we're gonna get you to like silver 3, man. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
All right, now we in the game. Now that may not have been audio that I kept, but he may have said something funny that I thought I could use. So those are going to be the way that I'm going to clip that. And the last thing I'm going to show you really quick is a transition, quick transitions that you can add to your video. And we're going to add the dissolve transition. These ones are free, the additive dissolve. So same thing, it's going to be a lot of click and drag. So you're going to click and drag that into your timeline, and you're going to split it between the two. Okay, so you see the blue boxes, and you can actually lengthen or shorten each one, and that should be a little bit softer as we're gonna go into it.
All right, we're gonna get you to like silver 3, man. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And as you can see, it was a little bit softer of a transition. It wasn't so hard clipped into it. So that is pretty much the editor here. We talked about the tracks, everything that you needed to know. We'll go ahead and get into the next video for the tutorial there.